Hey everybody. Thought I'd do this as quickly as I can because my mom's supposed to be showing back up in a little while. You know, she's coming back from Livermore because she just was in Oakland earlier this morning for a training. But, okay. You see the title down below. It says, advice for anybody for anyone that's dealing with the WWE'13 load failure. Now, I'm among I am among a lot of you out there that has dealt and still in a way in some ways dealing with this load failure on WWE'13. Now, apparently, for some odd reason, it just decides to conk out on you. I don't know why. Now, obviously a lot of people have given plenty of advice. Advice on what to do to try to get it back up. Advice on, basically advice on how to try to get your saves up and running again. Get your program up and running again on the hard drive. So yeah, that basically is what people have been advising. Well, I took that advice. As you all know, I took that advice as I've explained before. And apparently it did not work. I even went as far as to clear and delete all my other WWE game saved data. Yeah. Everything else from 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, I cleared it all. Because apparently they said, hey, you clear it up, you'll probably be able to do it again. Well, unfortunately, that was not the case. Now, what's surprising is when I used my memory card in cloud storage. We all know that a memory card in cloud storage is about 512 megabytes. And it seems most of them were already taken up. And that was just by a few blocks, basically. It's like here's the thing. When it comes to your memory card and your cloud storage, your best chance, just download the stuff from community, download created wrestlers and divas from community creations, because you can download them at 2 megs, which obviously is not bad. If you will, it's not too bad. But that's not enough, is it? Hold on for a second, I'm trying to set this up a little bit. But that's not enough, is it? I mean, if you downloaded stuff, honestly, from 2 megs, if you will, for a memory card, 2 megs is actually enough, I should say. It is enough for a memory card. Because when you go 2 times 50, if you will, if you go 2 times 50, you basically got 100 that you can do. So that's 100 megabytes right there. That's basically what it's saying. So that's the best option for your memory cards and your cloud storage, is just to download stuff from community creations. Now, the best advice, if you have to deal with a memory card, memory card or cloud storage. The best advice, ladies and gentlemen, is whenever the server decides to open up, and usually it's like at night and late at night, basically, from what I've seen. Best advice here, upload as much as you can. Take your time if you have to, but upload all your characters. Upload them all so that if you ever have problems again with a hard drive or whatever, then what you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is you can download them from Community Creations, and you can download them at 2 megs. I'm guessing. I'm not entirely sure. But that's from what I can understand, because I did it before. You see, one of my previous WWE games that I have, I created one character on a hard drive, or several characters on a hard drive, and then when I decided to use the memory card, and this was before cloud storage, when I decided to use the memory card to create a new roster, if you will, sort of like a different call promotion, call league, whatever you want to call it, a different roster to basically alternate. So I can have 2 rosters, one big one, one small, 2 big ones, right? Okay, the point I'm trying to make is, when I did this, I was able to download my characters again onto the memory card, and it was less memory that was used. So again, my best advice, if you will, is to create your characters on a flat. Okay, here's the thing. If your hard drive's still working, if your game is still working on your hard drive, you're very lucky. But my advice to those that still have the game on the hard drive, here's what you do. You upload your characters onto Community Creations so that if you end up dealing eventually with what myself and several others have dealt with, and that's have a load failure, then what you could do is you can back that up in a memory card by going to Community Creations whenever the server opens up and downloading your cause all over again at the less space that you created them at. So in other words, instead of downloading a 60 megabyte car that you created originally at, you'll be downloading it at 2, if not 4 megabytes, which isn't too bad, as far as I know. Now, another bit of advice is, if you have dealt with load failure, and if you have not backed up your stuff and you have to start all over again, right now, best advice is go out and get yourself a flash drive for your Xbox 360. Go out and get yourself a flash drive, if you will. They cost, depending on the size you want, it costs between $20 to $45 maybe, depending, like I say, on the size. Go out and buy the flash drive. Doesn't matter if it's 8 gig or 16 gig or 32. Again, it all depends on what size and how much you're willing to spend. Right now, myself personally, I have an 8 gigabyte and it's working very well as of right now. So, my advice, basically, go out, buy a flash drive. Buy a flash drive, ladies and gentlemen. If you have to start all over, buy a flash drive. Start all over with that. Recreate your characters, if you will. And then when you're done, because this is what I plan to do when I get all 50 slots filled, when you're done, one by one, upload like I mentioned earlier, for those that may still have the game on their hard drive, upload the characters onto Community Creations, and then if you want to, back them up onto cloud storage or your memory card so that you will have them just in case anything happens. That's my advice. And hopefully you'll be able to download them and save them after you download them at less space than what you use to create them. Again, I'm hoping to be right about that, but to me, it's the best advice I can give. Another bit of advice is to watch what you download on Community Creations. That's right. Watch what you download. Because, as I mentioned in my DCWA update video, I downloaded a custom-made, a fan-made Coca-Cola logo, right? And I applied that to the ring. Now, I don't know if perhaps it's because of that, if perhaps it's due to what I downloaded before, but for some odd reason, after I did that, the load failure came into play. Now, some people have said that the load failure happens if you turn off the game and it's telling you not to. Basically, you know that little spinning WE sign logo in the bottom right-hand corner? Yeah. You're not supposed to turn off the console or anything while that's spinning, or I guess it'll ruin things. And I don't know if I did that or not. So, it's hard to say. But I will say this. Folks. Just be careful about what you download. All right, just be careful. My best advice to you is just create a majority of your characters. Every now and then, if you want to, download one, but make sure you check the date of when it was uploaded, because if it was uploaded in November and it's still up, then that file's okay. If it was uploaded around that time, November, October, December, but it's not up, then that means if you've downloaded it, then it is complete, then it probably was corrupted. So you want to be careful. So again, check the date and everything. That's my best advice. And the other best advice is just create a majority of your characters on your own, and then download a few if you want to. Just make sure the good files, and look at the date as well. And that's all I'm going to say. Oh, and look at the star rating too. And that's all I'm going to say. Till next time, comment down below, video response if you like. God bless.